Hey, thanks for clicking on my face. This is the last voyage of the Demeter. This right here. I'm actually on the Demeter. Last time it's sailing ship. I know it looked like I'm in a chair. I'm actually on a boat. Sipping on gin and juice. Anyway, that was a lame entry. Subscribe for lame entries. But I'm going to stick with it. So this is based on a section of a film, a section of the book of Dracula, and just sort of a little like how Natasha Pierre in The Great Comet of 1812, the musical, is based on a chunk of War and Peace, but not the entirety of War and Peace. I don't know if anybody knows that. Maybe you just learned something. If you didn't know that that's what that musical was, that's what it is. It's based on part of War and Peace. Anyway, this is based on part of Dracula. We should do this more often. We should just take a chapter out of a book, but we should do it with more obvious books too. Just like take the from Goblet of Fire, the fourth book, and the not the Triwizard Tournament, but the championship game that they go to, that the whole thing was sort of like left out of the movie. They should do that. Just that into a movie. That whole scene, and just confuse the hell out of everybody. Anyway, just, yeah, there's a lot of that's left on the floor for Goblet of Fire. But back to this. This is a weird review. Thanks for still being here. It stars Corey Hawkins and David Desmalchin, Woody Norman. I love Woody Norman. This kid is killing the game. I'm so glad. Like, I put him up a couple of years ago in my best supporting actor top 10 for Come On, Come On, and he is just proving me right. Like, every single time this kid hits the cinema screen, silver screen now, he's just on fire. He's also in Cobweb this year, and just a great little actor. He's in this, and it's based on this boat and this journey that had Dracula on it, and the misfortunes of the crew. It does have audio description. Paramount Plus doesn't really let me watch credits, so I don't know who it's by. I'm gonna guess Paula Hoffman, but I've guessed that before and been wrong. So, could also be Ingrid Tudor. They sound really alike to me. Last time I rolled the dice on something, and I guess Paula Hoffman, and I was wrong. It was Ingrid Tudor. I was like, man, damn, that sounds so much like Paula Hoffman. It's one of the two. So, there you go. And the description is absolutely fantastic on this film. It's a horror film, and it describes it like a horror film. It has a lot of creepy moments, a lot of gory moments. I love that Dracula on this boat loves to sit in the corner like he's a witch from the Left 4 Dead series. That's a deep cut for anybody who's ever played a video game before. Welcome. Subscribe for I used to play video games before I was blind. Yeah, he's always like he's always like crouching in a corner. I really wish he was crying. That would have just been like way better than if he attacked people by like running at them and slashing at them. I'd be like, oh my god, this is Left 4 Dead. Yes, but no, he's always like hunched in a corner, and like when they find him, it's just like, leave me alone. I feel like you could just like close the door and maybe just walk away, and probably would have been fine. But he needs to feed. He has the need to feed. And I should probably point out, this is a film about Dracula. So, yes, it's violent, it's R-rated. There are animals in this movie. Um, I don't just mean like any specific animal in general, because there are different kinds of animals in this film. This ship is carrying animals. So there's a website called Does the Dog Die? You should just use that. If you if animal death is like a thing for you, this is not your film. But also, what I would point out to you is right at the beginning of the film. This can't be a spoiler. I don't consider anything that happens at the beginning of the film, as soon as you start watching it, to be a spoiler. At the beginning of the film, the we start with the explanation of what the Demeter is, and how the ship, when it reached its destination, was just vacant of anything aboard that was alive. Just It tells you that at the beginning of the film. So the film is about the journey and how there's nothing left living on board. So it's kind of like a little bit of a spoiler, but also they don't care. Like, they're letting you know shit is gonna happen on this boat. Like, you just need to know that. So it doesn't really matter who you get emotionally attached to, or if you're like, oh my god, animals, they're cute and fluffy. Dracula is here to fuck shit up, and he's gonna do it. So, in whatever way he feels like he needs to. So that's what this film is about. Does it mean everyone dies? You know, that's a spoiler I don't want to get into, because boats do have lifeboats. So it is possible that something like that happens. Or is it possible that Dracula was on a lifeboat? You know, who knows? Does Dracula fly away? I'm not going to tell you. You're going to need to watch that shit. So, that's the point of watching the film, is to see, does anybody get in? But no, the goats don't figure out how to operate the lifeboat. And they're not going to waste a lifeboat by being like, get the animals on the lifeboat. This just doesn't work out for the animals. I'm just going to tell you that. just they're kind of easy targets for Dracula. So yeah, it is what it is. I thought this was actually pretty cool, pretty inventive and interesting for a film that just seemed to be like released into August with like the least amount of fanfare possible. It did make the makeup shortlist at the Oscars, which I thought was interesting. Yeah, I think there's a I don't know. There's a possibility here. There's some good stuff here. I think you'll like it. If you like horror movies, it's well done, well acted. Um, it's predictable only in that it tells you it's predictable. You know what I'm saying? It's like watching the Titanic, and then like you're like, oh no, the ship is sinking, and you're like, that's what it's supposed to do. So, this film would be weirder if like no one died, but it's pretty clear early on. They don't like show you the boat, but they show you like a guy walking away from the boat at the top of the film, looking like he's just come back from like the horrors of war. He's just like he's a changed man. He's never gonna function the same way again. So something happened on the boat. He saw it, and he saw the remnants of it or whatever. So the crew can't just all magically survive. Plus, it's like the middle of Dracula, so it'd be a weird ending to the book too if they were like, and on the boat they killed Dracula. So for the rest of the novel, we're going to talk about puppies. So there's no real way around this. People are going to die. Just that's what it is. But the audio description when they do die is great, fantastic. Lots of focus on eye shifting and blood, and battered faces, and Dracula himself gets pretty good audio description, you know, skinny, tall, gaunt, um, scary looking Dracula, you know. You don't really ever see him for too long. He never just sort of stands there. He's always kind of like moving. He likes to crawl on ceilings and stuff, and and you know, dash around, and it's a pretty good movie. Yeah, this is worth it. So um I made a top 10 list of horror films for the year, and I would have this would have been on it had this hit Showtime any earlier than this. This is a long time. This is August to February. Um, you know, I mean, come on now. I mean, we've got The Color Purple just hit Max the same weekend last Voyage of the Demeter hit Showtime. Showtime needs to get better streaming deals on movies. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to I'm going to give The Last Voyage of the Demeter and its excellent audio description a B+. I enjoyed this quite a bit. Very interesting. Love the cast. Most of them I don't know, but they all did good work. The few that I do know usually don't get lead roles. They usually don't get featured roles. So this was really nice for them to get major roles. Anyway, check it out. It's on Paramount Plus with Showtime. I have a website, MacMovieGuy.com. You can follow me on X, Threads, Instagram, and MacMovieGuy. You can go to the audio description project, adp.acb.org. It'll let you know what is audio description, where you can watch it. And you can go to the ADNA.org, where you can look up both Paula Hoffman and Inger Tudor just for the fun of it and see what else they've done. One of them did this. That's it. I will review something else and see you guys on the other side.